today I want to talk about when is the best time to hire a virtual assistant for your SMMA. And this is something that we did with our company, and we were able to go from $0 to $23,000 in just 70 days after hiring an appointment setter, after hiring a virtual assistant. And that's why I always talk about the importance of preparing your systems before you are ready, growing before you are ready. This is the reason why most agency owners can't scale their agency. The most important part here is that they think in a small way. They think about, how do I get my first 1 to 3 clients? How do I get 5 clients? How do I scale to $10,000 a month? And that's an amazing goal, because that's something that I used to have as well. But the problem with this goal is that you end up thinking in a small way. And I know that you, the person that is watching this video, have the potential to make 10 times more than that. Instead of just 10K, making 50K, making 100K, making 1 million per month, right? And the problem with this goal again is that you end up thinking in a small way, and because of these limits that you put in your own mind, you end up taking decisions that will keep your business small. So the output is going to be small, the business is going to stay small, and that's because you are not thinking in a way to expand. You are not thinking about the future. But then I know that this is so cliche, and I was not sure about saying this, but I wanted to say it anyway. You have to shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you will land among the stars. I know that this is pretty cringy saying this, I know that it's weird, but what I am trying to say here is that if you plan to hit $100,000 a month, it is very likely that you will at least make $10,000 a month. You see what I mean? Even by using this kind of phrase that is a little bit cliche, you can get my point. If you try to create a system so that you can get a business that is making 100K a month, now you will have enough systems, and all of a sudden you will crush this $10,000 a month really quick. That's why, for example, again, let me show you my Stripe account. We were able to hit $23,000 in just 70 days because my plan is to make 100K a month. So this 10K a month goal that I hit in the first month of this business, yeah, that was amazing, but at the same time, I didn't feel like super happy, because my plan is to make 100K a month, and my plan is to make 500K a month in the next 2 to 3, 4 years. So that's the idea. For example, here, when you think in this small way, when you only think about how I can get to $5,000 a month, how I can get my first clients, how I can get to this level, to 6 figures a year, you end up thinking about, yeah, I will do the outreach myself, because I don't need a lot of clients. You will think about, yeah, I won't need partners because they will need more money, and I will have to, share my profits with them, and I don't want to do that. I want to do this on my own. You will say, I will get a mentor once I make $10,000, or I will hire a virtual assistant once I make $10,000 as well. And you will say, I won't hire until I make money, or if I make $5,000, $10,000 a month, I am good. I don't need more. But the problem with this is that the decisions that you will take in order to get to this point will be very different compared to the decisions that you can make in order to get to 100K a month, to multiple 6 figures a month. And that's the idea. So the things they do, basically here what I am trying to say is that the things that you will do are not going to be enough in order to get the results that you want. So that's why you think in a complete opposite way. And this is the idea, how others grow so fast, how we went from $0 to $23,000 in 70 days. Because like I said, my plan right now is to hit $500,000 a month in the next 3 to 4 years, 2 to 3 years, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, because that's something that I have seen with some of my mentors. That's something that I have seen with a lot of people that are close to me. And when I see their success, I am happy, but at the same time I feel like, man, why I am playing these games, these small games. I want to be one of them. I want to play those big games. So now with this mindset in place, now the idea is, okay, so in order to make $500,000 a month, and in a minute I will show you an example that is a little bit smaller so that you can understand my point. But for example, the idea here in order to make 500K a month is that you're gonna be willing to make, the idea is to sell a program, for example, for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, or maybe having another program for $50,000 as well. Because that's what I have seen with my mentors and with my competitors. They have this type of programs. And in order to do this, for example, you will need 50 clients a month. And this is just an example, because I know that in some cases you will have an upsell and you can go from 10K to selling a 50K package. I know that there are multiple ways to make this work, but what I am trying to say that just for the sake of this example, let's say that you need 50 clients a month. In this case, if you have a pretty bad closing rate, let's say that this is 25%, this means that you will need 300 qualified appointments per month. considering no shows, of course, because some people are not gonna show up, you know what I mean. But here, in order to get, for example, if we see that in order to get 25 appointments, we need to start 1,000 conversations, then this means that we need 12,000 conversations a month in order to get to that goal, right? And if one appointment setter is starting 4,000 conversations a month as well, 200 conversations a day in this example, then this means that we will need 4 appointment setters. So if that's exactly what we need, then we have to start to think about how we can get these 4 appointment setters so that they can start doing the outreach in order to hit this massive goal. But another questions start to appear. How do I increase my prices to 10K, to 15K? How do I get the systems, case studies, and testimonials to charge that amount of money or more? How do I add a $50,000 program, an upsell, for example? Or how much should I spend in paid traffic in order to make this process more efficient? This right here. Because maybe in this case it's impossible, not impossible, but maybe in this case it's really hard to do this just with organic traffic. Maybe in this case you have to start investing a lot of money in YouTube ads, Facebook ads. So when should I start investing in paid traffic? How do I get a team that can handle 50 clients a month? Because with those thoughts in mind, you can see how you're starting to think in a complete different way. You're starting to think in a way that will allow you to grow, not in a way that is stopping your growth. Like saying, yeah, I am gonna do this myself until I hit $10,000 a month. Because if you try to do that, you're gonna get stuck in the same place for a long time. And I don't want you guys to be in that position because I was there and I don't want anybody to be there. So for example, in my personal experience, when I started this business, my first goal was to hit $50,000 a month in 6 months, right? $50,000 a month. And with a $5,000 offer, we needed 10 clients a month. And with a bad closing rate of 25%, or maybe this is kind of like average, we need 40 qualified appointments. And this means 1,000, and if for example 1,000 cold messages are equal to 5 qualified appointments, then that means that we need to start 8,000 cold messages a month in order to get to this point. And we need, in this case, 2 to 3 appointment setters sending 100 to 200 messages a day. And if we place those systems, let me ask you this, right? How likely it is that you're gonna hit the $10,000 a month goal? And then how likely it is that you will end up hitting that $50,000 a month goal? Because after you place these systems, it's just a matter of time until you get to that point. For example, with our business, because we placed these systems, we started getting clients, we're bringing results for them, but now it is just a matter of time until we hit 50K, until we hit 100K, until we hit 200, 500K. And someone in a call that I had a couple of days ago, he told me, you are going on the track of hitting 500K in the next years, right? You are becoming that person. He was talking about one of my competitors, one of the people that I know, because this guy is making multiple 6 figures a month, and he told me, I can see that you are becoming that person. So that's the idea. It's just a matter of time, but with the right systems, things are gonna work out. You're gonna get that momentum. This is maybe a little bit different, but you can end up making more money and working less with a team instead of doing this by yourself. But in order to get a team, you will need to pay them more. You will need to give them a salary in the first place. And if you only try to make, for example, $5,000 a month, it's gonna be impossible to grow that business, or it's gonna be impossible to get talented people to handle those tasks. However, if you're making, for example, 100K, it is very likely that you're gonna be able to pay for talented people that can actually run the business. So that's the idea. And I wanted to talk about that real quick. What the biggest companies do in this case? That is the question. They start big and they go big. So that's how they end up making history. And this is the same thing that you have to apply with your business. You have to start thinking in the same way. You have to find a team and you have to grow before you are ready. This is exactly the same thing that we do for our clients. We place the systems in your business so that you can contact more prospects, so that you can increase your booking rate, so that you can increase your closing rate, and so that you can improve your offer in order to charge more money. But we help you to grow before you are ready. Because believe me guys, this is why most people get stuck, and all of this is because they don't have the right systems in place and they are thinking too small. So please don't be afraid to think in a really big way for your business. You know what I mean. Don't be afraid to have really big goals, because I promise that you are gonna achieve them, and it is more likely that you're gonna achieve those instead of the small goals. Let me repeat that. It is more likely that you're gonna hit 100K a month instead of 10K a month, believe me. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.